Well, it's been a while since we've been here, and it's been a while since I blue-balled you guys with that ending from last time. Before we start off, you may be thinking, why have your weapons changed? What is going on? Well, first on the weapons, what had happened was, sometime after I finished the challenge, I was just randomly playing and I accidentally sold the weapons. I had to sell some stuff because my inventory was full and I just kind of ended up clicking too fast. And then on top of that, I forgot you could buy back stuff from the store, so they're just gone. These fists also have defect 4, but instead of lightning, they have frost, because I think that's one of the coolest visual effects in the game. Okay, now on to what's on the screen. What's this? Why are you still playing? You did everything. And why are you fighting Optimus and Megatron at the same time? This is one of the optional side challenges in this game. This is one, if not the hardest boss fight in this entire game. And I really wanted to see if it was possible for you guys to beat this level with our challenge rules, which after a few hours of blood, sweat, and tears, I had accomplished. But what I hadn't known is apparently past me even went further beyond. I wanted to go even further past our challenge rules. Since I'm a massive I added another layer of challenge to it. No damage. This was by far the most difficult section of the game. I'm not even saying that just because of the challenge. It's just nothing even comes close to this in the main game. You may think, what makes these two harder than that Constructicon section you said was the hardest in the story? Well, literally almost everything. First of all, Megatron seems to have the most health out of any boss in this game. His moves can hit from extremely far away and he has a lot of ranged attacks. In a one-on-one this is fine. As you saw in the Megatron fight in the finale, if you stay close to him, he can't really use a lot of these options. But in a group setting, it becomes a lot more difficult to stop him from doing it. As for Optimus, he's similar to the Optimus you play, except he has hyper armor similar to Blitzwing's outside of focus. His ults cover a wide chunk of the screen like yours, but his has no cooldown, and for some reason, he can actually lock you into combos which will kill you 80% of the time he lands them. Along with all that, the both of them seem to have the most aggressive AI in the game, as 80% of this fight is them rushing you down with you barely getting counter punches in. With Constructicons, the problem was there was too many of them and it was really hard to follow their attacks. Here, the problem is the two of them far outclass all the Constructicons and bosses in the game. Having to deal with Optimus while Megatron also attacks you, melee and range, makes him 10 times harder. Now, as I've been showing you in the back, you can probably see I've been suffering a lot of deaths and I'm having a lot of difficulty. So, what's the strategy for this fight? After the 100 million deaths I've suffered for this, I can tell you, for the love of God, kill Optimus first. See, the other thing with Optimus is he has this little pistol that can practically two-tap you, and it's one of the fastest projectiles in this game. So while it's his only real ranged attack other than his ultimate, it's the best ranged enemy attack in this entire game. While Megatron does have some annoying ranged moves, like this fucking black hole, he's designed to be more reactable, so you're more easily gonna dodge his ranged moves, and none of them really compare to Optimus's little fuck you pea shooter. Along with the fact that dealing with Megatron first means you're gonna have to deal with his huge health bar where Optimus preps his one shot or shoots at you, which means you're gonna have to stay on the ball dodging a threat you can't even see half the time that can instantly kill you. You also may think of another method being, let me attack the button. No moron, don't do that. My first few attempts of this challenge I was trying to juggle damage between the both of them, but the problem is since they can both kill you so fast, prolonging the fight with both of these idiots alive will increase the chances of you getting killed before downing either of them. Through my runs of just focusing one and killing the remainder, the fights lasted about an average of 5 minutes. Focusing both of them will probably make it take longer, and if it magically didn't, that's 5 minutes of the strongest bosses attacking you with the fear of being one-shot by either of them. And since no ultimates are allowed for me, I can't even say I'm gaining that while fighting to murder the remaining one. For another tip, never let them get far away from you. Luckily, being sideswiped, I have the dash, which instantly lets me close the gap between them. But the second the one you're fighting gets away from you, you now have the most two dangerous bosses using their most dangerous moves until you close the gap again. The next one may be self-explanatory, but don't get hit. Genius. But seriously, if you get hit in the first half before killing either of them, it's really scary knowing you can't mess up for the rest of the fight. Because like I said, Optimus can lock you into combos, and while Megatron's less likely to hit you, he can still gimmick a hit or two on you. If you get hit before you kill one, I just recommend you reset. Fun little fact, Megatron's grab can't really kill you. I know this grab got me destroyed in the base run, but this is different. Megatron's grab for some reason can only kill you if you have like 1 pip of health left. So if that ends up hitting you, it's not really the end of the world. Now with all that negativity out of the way, let's talk about the round where I actually won before I play it raw and unedited for you guys. As I had said earlier, my strategy was to kill Optimus first. The only time I would hit Megatron is if my attack lock-on messed up and it landed onto him. But to everyone's surprise, I did really good on the first section. I guess after 100 deaths I should. I was entirely zoned in onto this fight because for the first half, You have to play pretty much flawlessly or else you're dead. I stuck to Optimus as much as I could because I knew that blaster would be the end of my existence. While Optimus was being fairly annoying as usual due to him snapping and dodging out of combos, I was really surprised at how aggressive Megatron was. But the good thing about Megatron though is his attack tells are extremely obvious, and many of his attacks hit multiple times, which means you get multiple chances to abuse focus and get free hits on Optimus. After enough time of simply sticking to Optimus and dodging, I got Optimus down and immediately put the pressure on Megatron. While death is always scary on this mission, and especially after getting this far, Megatron's pretty much just a punching bag. You can ease up a lot on this part since, unlike before, you can see every attack that's actually being thrown at you. Along with this, Megatron's attacks are pretty easy to dodge, which meant none of his moves were really distracting me from doing damage. So after a long, heartfelt battle, I finally overcame this challenge. And finally, everything I have to do with this game and challenge are complete. Like I said earlier, this fight was entirely too cool to not give it the honor of being posted unedited. So for the last piece of Transformers Devastation content on my channel, here is the Optimus and Megatron fight with all our challenge rules in place, plus no damage, completely unedited.